Greetings. It's Joanna Conde with AI for Seniors. And today we're going to be talking about number 5 in the many ways that chat can help improve your life and make your life easier. But this is a pretty serious one because we're going to be talking about brainstorming and brainstorming some serious issues and thinking things through. And I have used it many times. Did I want to start, for example, AI for seniors, and what would it take, and how much would it cost, and how much time would it take, and did I have the talent, and all of that things, and should I continue? All of those things I brainstorm with chat. I probably bored my husband to death asking questions, but chat would give me other answers than he would. And he would say, honey, if that's what you want to do, you just keep on doing it. But chat would say, well, these are the pros and these are the cons. And so I have used it to brainstorm things, important things. And chat doesn't necessarily give you right answers. Chat gives you possibilities and things you should consider. And so I'm going to share my screen and show you how you can do it with chat also. So here we go. So I'm going to say to chat something like, and I'll try to pick a more fun topic than something, rather than something really heavy, and say something like, chat, I have to get my uncle, my grandfather, something, who's 75, a birthday present. And he tells me he doesn't want anything. And I don't know what to get him. He seems to have everything. But he's failing a bit, and I just don't have any ideas. He's failing health-wise. Can you give me some ideas of what a 75-year-old man might like for his birthday? And so now, I rambled, but you probably will ramble too when you start using it. But that's okay, right? Okay. So look at this. Comfortable, things that make his day easier and more pleasant, meaning something emotional, not just stuff. No complicated gadgets to set up. Good ideas. An oversized throw bank or heated lap blanket for TV, something lightweight, I would suggest. Slippers, a warm cardigan, easy to take on and off. Look at all of these things. Or how's this? A custom photo book with pictures of the family. There are places like Shutterfly and other places that you can send your pictures to with things, and they can make a book that he could keep. That would be nice for somebody 75. A digital picture frame, a shorthand rental letter. Sometimes the smallest things, just telling him how much he meant to you during your growing up, that would be really important. Or how much he means to you if it's your husband you're talking about. Or just brainstorm. Look at a large print magazine, easy puzzles. Look at all of these things that can help it and how quickly it got it to you. Brainstorming something as complex, really, but in a way simple as what to give somebody who's turning 75. Okay? So you can brainstorm. You can also brainstorm, and as I've said, I'm thinking of doing this. What are the pros and cons? So it helps you weigh things out. Say something like, so I'm going to say, give it a problem, and maybe it can weigh the pros and cons. A life decision problem, okay? Say, chat, I live in a community that I really like. I have friends here. I have spent 20 years here, but I'm thinking of going someplace else to be closer to family. And it's going to be a climate change. I'm going from hot to a cooler climate, one with snow. And I don't know the obstacles I might run into. Can you give me an idea of how I can look at the pros and cons of such a move and what kind of things I should consider? And I hit the check button. And now I press up, and let's see what it comes up with. And so here it helps you map out the pros and cons, the pros of moving, the cons of moving. All right, life changes. And so it helps you sort things out. What's going to be better for you? Is it going to be better financially? Think of terms, this is a good one, in terms of must-haves versus nice-to-haves. Okay? And test the waters before you commit. Maybe you need to go there and move. But you see, it helps you sort things out when you get confused. You could say, if you're young, should I take this job or stay home? What are the opportunities that might come from having this job? Can you help me with that? Or what might be the drawbacks? Here's a question. If you're young, and I know some people that are young listen to this, and you could say, I have a really good job opportunity now, but I'm only finishing my sophomore year in college. And I really would like a degree. And if I did, I probably could get a better job, but I'm going to have to forego 2 years of earning power. And what are things that I should consider before making this decision? And then will you help me make the decision? Check. And then press up. See? So you could say, this is good. What's the highest role you could reach without the degree? In other words, maybe you're in medicine, and where do you want to go from there? Or maybe, do you need an MBA to continue in business? It could be a number of things. Or maybe you're changing your career. I have this career that I really like, but I'm kind of getting bored with it, to be perfectly honest. And then I really want to go into something else. So you outline it, and chat can give you the pros and cons of both. So you can look at that, look for the salaries, look for the lifestyles, all of these questions. So it can help you weigh the pros and cons of an emotional decision. Okay. And that would be, it can think it through. Now, it can give you a second opinion. When you talk to your friends about some of these things, they have their own interests in it, or your family. They want you to move. They don't want you to move. They want you to stay. They're based on your own experience. The thing about chat is that it looks at the whole big picture and brings in things you may never have thought of. And that's really important to you. It's important to me. And it helps me think of things that I hadn't really considered before. I call, way up before you jump from the frying pan into the fire, as they would say. So anyway, that's the end. It was a short session, but it's really deep. And you can keep asking questions for you could say, what are the pros of this career compared to that career? Or what are the opportunities in this career compared to that? Or should I be thinking about, these are the things we're having trouble walking if you're older, or my grandparents are, or whatever. And when is a time, that would be a good question. I think I'll ask it. When is a good time to consider moving from the home we've lived in for the past 20 years to an independent living facility or an assisted living facility? What are the pros and cons of each? And what should we consider? Check. Okay. And it gives you something to think about. It also, if you're younger and you have older parents, it gives you something to think about for them too, and help them make a decision for their life. So anyway, I'm going to stop sharing my screen and say again, it's Joanna Conde with AI for Seniors. I hope that this has been beneficial to you, because that's why I'm doing this series, as I'm a senior myself, and I've had to deal with these life situations in my years. And so chat gives you a chance to ask questions by somebody who's not biased one way or the other. And I think that's really important. I'm not saying it's perfect. It's not perfect. I'm not saying I don't even argue with it sometimes, because I do. But anyway, I hope this is helpful. AI for Seniors. Please give us a thumbs up and say you like us if you do, and please subscribe so you'll get more in this series. And again, thank you for watching. And at the end of each video, I have a link to other videos and to our channel site. Thank you. Thank you for watching. Okay, until the next time.